Greetings and salutations, fans of Dota 2. It is I, Badger, once again here to cast some Season 6 League of Lads playoffs, and I am joined by the one, the only, the immaculate Artorius. How are you tonight?
That'd be a lot better if you taught me how to make jello.
I will walk you through after this series, I assure you, step by step. It's good to be back for the first time in a very long time for some Lads playoffs. We have the lower bracket semifinals between the Funny Zone and Step Bro I'm Stuck. We are at the top 4. The winner of the series will want to play the loser of Toxic Tacos versus Dark W, which will be 9 p.m. EST tomorrow, featuring the other man in this commentary with me. But that's a story for another day. But the story for tonight is this matchup right here. As it currently stands, Step Bro I'm Stuck. They started in winners. They lost their series, but they won their lower bracket series, and now they're facing the Funny Zone, who started in losers, but have been on a bit of a tear so far. They've won, I believe, 2 series, right? Is that correct?
I believe so.
So
yeah,
2 series.
2 series.
So technically, they've won the most series of any team in playoffs so far. Technically.
Yeah. They haven't dropped a game either.
True. We are here, though. New patch, but similar story. A lot of similar heroes being banned. Funny Zone banning out the Malefic Death Buffet, banning out the Teddy Sand King. Step Bro, meanwhile, banning out Earth Spirit, banning out Beastmaster, which makes sense. Both strong heroes. Baboon certainly plays a strong Earth Spirit, so it's logical bans. Anything you're expecting in this draft, or just standard giraffe stuff inbound?
I don't think there's anything too special. Yeah. Nothing really specific.
You're just waiting for the information to appear. Oh, there we go. Warlock. What do we have about this Warlock here? Anything interesting here?
Yeah, it's been picked up a few times recently. Seems to be pretty strong right now. I'm kind of liking this meta because you can kind of pick anything and make it work right now. There's not too many things that are terrible, so there's a good chance that we could be seeing some heroes that we haven't seen in a while.
Wait, do we know who is who for Step Bro yet, or no?
Whichever one picks carry is KTA, whichever one is 5 is no, sorry, KU is carry, KTA is 5. Malefic is Malefic, obviously. I think
Down Bad's their mid, right?
Yeah, one of yeah, I think
that's League of Legends, right?
League of Legends, yeah.
So then would Surprised Face be KU or Teddy?
I don't know.
It's a question of we'll find out soon, hopefully.
Yeah, whichever one picks offlane. It's Teddy, right? Yeah, unfortunately, Valve was like, you know what? Let's just delete a bunch of tournament tickets for no reason.
Yeah, I had quite the collection going back into like 2013. Those are just all gone now. So yeah.
Well, I still have a couple old ones, but I don't have the most recent Lads one. It's like what the heck? Like, why'd you get rid of this one?
We're still running this tournament. Why'd you do this?
Yeah, we have Season 7 tickets, so I don't know if we're going to use that for the remainder of playoffs or not. A little bit too short notice to use it tonight if we were going to or not, I think. But
looking at these heroes, though, we're expecting 3 Centaur, 4 Abaddon, and flex the Timbersaw between offlane and mid, but probably offlane, right?
yeah. I think they just saw 2 strength heroes, and somebody's probably I think it's Shrek who's comfortable on the Timbersaw.
Oh yeah, Shrek definitely plays Timbersaw. But I always forget the Shrek's in this team. I always forget. Shrek is certainly a Timbersaw player, so makes sense. Might as well just lock in that Timbersaw pick. See 2 strength heroes, like yeah, bam.
Yeah, well, you know it's going to be a support Abaddon. They already picked their offlane, unless it's a carry Abaddon, and I just don't know what I'm talking about. But
that'd be a little crazy. That'd be a little out there, especially given the style of play we've seen this team play.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a little
I'm going to
crazy.
go under the assumption that it's a 5 Abaddon as a save.
I like your assumption. I think it could also be a 4 Abaddon potentially, just to land into the Warlock, purge off the Fatal Bonds and the damage over time, the Shadow Word. But
True. But still at that, it's a save and a purge.
yeah, definitely not a carry.
Yeah.
We're both in agreement on that point. That's for sure. And then bans. We have some pretty standard stuff here. We got a Lena being banned out, Morphling being banned out, Jug being banned out, Ursa being banned out. There's a lot of carries being banned out here. Both teams scared of carries. Which means we could potentially get an interesting carry or two. Though a couple ones that have not been banned yet are Lifestealer and PL, who both did get nerfed in the most recent sub patch. What are your thoughts on these two heroes in their current state?
I still think they're strong and viable. I think there's just almost every carry seems to be viable right now. There hasn't really been a carry picked where I've been like, we lost because we picked this carry.
So they can go carry Abaddon, got it.
I mean, out of the normal hero pool that I've seen, none seem to struggle all that hard.
It's fair, it's fair.
Now, if you go out there and start picking carry Dazzle, I can't guarantee that you won't struggle, but...
Alright, we have the ban that we all expected is the Terrorblade being banned finally.
Mm-hmm.
Waiting a while on that ban. It finally came. A little bit later in the draft, but still.
Yeah, Funny Zone had first pick, so they get 8 pick. So they probably felt confident that they weren't going to pick a carry in the first phase.
Yeah, they had 2 other second phase bans that could have been Terrorblade before it was Terrorblade. You know Step Bro is not banning out Terrorblade.
Yeah. I don't know, is Smiley a Terrorblade player? I don't know.
I mean, maybe, but it'd be like a team playing Alliance back and be like, oh, yeah, we'll ban out. It's like Alliance saying, oh, yeah, we'll ban Low Injury, we'll ban Nature Profits. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make sense, you know?
Bulldog's 2 hero pool. Oh, wait, he can play Puck now, and he's 3. I don't know, I haven't seen a Bulldog stream in like a year and a half.
At this point, though, we're just expecting some kind of support over Step Bro, right? Either they're 4 or they're 5. Something to either lane with the Centaur or opposite the Centaur in the safe lane, depending.
Mm-hmm.
Ideally, something I can lane into the Timbersaw, given that's the presumptive matchup. But
they might even pick their carry here, because then they can keep that flex of the Abaddon to the 4 or the 5.
That's a little crazy.
I mean, you already know one of the people you're going to be laning into is Timbersaw.
It still could be a mid-timber, though. That's something they do need to be a little bit scared of. They go for the Leshrac instead, though. Huh. I guess they're saving the carry pick for 24 in that case?
Yeah, potentially.
Because we could see the Leshrac in the side lane either as a core or as a support, but it's probably going to end up being a mid-Lesh here. That's probably a good assumption to make, right?
Yeah, I guess it could be a 4. I haven't really seen it run as a 4. But it is one of those heroes where in the past it has been run as a 4. Unless it's a carry Leshrac. No, that's a throwback.
That's throwing back even further. It's like, alright, 4 Lesh to throwback, carry Lesh, burn it further back, you know? It's possible, I'm sure. Especially if it's like some weird timing window, hit buildings type draft, but into Timbersaw Warlock and 3 missing heroes, that sounds a little bit suicidal. Funny Zone, though, using a lot of their reserve time. They're down to 20 seconds of reserve time for the remainder of the draft. I'm assuming support here for them. Okay, they picked carry. I had been wrong in the last 2 picks. Completely off roll-wise in the last 2 picks. We have a Spectre, though. There's nothing too weird has popped up recently. We're still looking at a hard carry, safe lane farming with a Warlock Spectre, correct?
Yeah, it makes sense. They have the Warlock pick. You may as well pick up the Spectre. It's way too difficult to zone a Spectre when he has a Warlock heal behind him. It's one of those typical lane matchups that you pair with Warlock, because he's just gonna hit creeps. You click the Spectre, the Warlock presses heal, and the Spectre just keeps hitting creeps.
Yeah, it's not an easy hero to zone out in that particular lane, especially with the Shadow Word heal.
Yeah, especially as a centaur, because your main source of harass, you harass yourself. And as a Spectre with damage reduction and a heal behind them, it's going to be quite difficult for Centaur to beat that Spectre out of lane.
They might try for a burst attempt there, but it still seems difficult.
Yeah.
Speaking of teams who've used a lot of reserve time, we're looking at Step Bro Stuck also using a high amount of reserve time. They pick a hero. They pick Phantom Assassin, so they're saving what could be a support pick, what could be a mid pick. We're not entirely sure just yet where we're going to put this Lesh. But they opted to pick their carry here as a carry versus carry matchup into the Spectre.
If anyone is a fan of Loregasms by Sir Action Slacks, in theory, headcanon, this game shouldn't be possible. PA is on both teams.
I'm going to ignore that. I was going to completely disregard the last, 25 words that you said. So until Sir Action decides to beat me in a pub, I am not taking his Lorgasm seriously. But Funny Zone quickly respond with a Puck. They say, you know what? Puck is good this game. We're going to have this Spectre hero. We're going to build around it. We don't need a lot of huge amount of damage. We have Timbersaw. We have Spectre. So I pick Puck. Certainly a hero that Korax played relatively... Korax played relatively well during the season. He's had at least a few games on Puck this season, right?
Yeah. It's one of his better heroes for sure. Be interesting to see if he is against this Lesh or if he gets counterpicked in 24. However, another interesting matchup is PA versus Spectre. I wonder how the PA Aghanim Shard will come into play here.
That's a very good question. Just remind us out in the audience who don't know what PA Shard is. What is PA Shard?
You throw like a circle of daggers around you and it breaks everyone and does a percentage of max HP, I believe.
That sounds pretty good against Spectre and Timbersaw, both heroes who really do not want passives to be broken.
It's 16% of max health and a 3-second break in a 550 AoE around PA.
That sounds pretty intense, to be honest, into Timbersaw Spectre.
Yeah. I think the PA might have a bit of a problem in lane against this Timbersaw. And there's not really a hero to just throw in the top lane once PA wants to leave, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, both teams are expecting a support pick here. They're both thinking, you know what, this is going to be a support. For Funny Zone, it's a little more obvious, like, yeah, they're picking a support. But Step Bro, they're assuming, or Funny Zone is assuming that Step Bro are putting this Leshrac middle. It's going to be a Puck-Leshrac matchup, which is relatively interesting, because I want to say Leshrac has slightly more right-click damage, but Puck obviously has a lot of means of just avoiding everything Leshrac does in the lane, pretty much. Should be an interesting matchup to watch there for that one.
Yeah, I think Puck should have an easy time dodging all of these stuns, but I think the issue is if they ever get hit by a stun, there's well over enough damage to blow them up within the duration of that stun.
Just don't get hit. Just don't get hit, Rick. It's just the eternal words, just do not get hit. You know, I think that's a way to lane the matchup, just don't get hit.
Mm-hmm. Be interesting to see what they pick up here on Step Bro. They're definitely not going to want to squish a hero into this draft.
Oh, for sure. I mean, at this point, maybe it's hard. A lot of these tanky fours are okay. They're putting the Leshrac 4, they're putting the Viper mid, so they've thrown everybody off guard, including the Funny Zone. So this is certainly interesting.
2 forms of break.
They have a lot of break now between the Nether Toxin break and the PA Aghanim Shard break. They have a lot of breaking based options. So whose draft overall do you like more here at this point?
I'm gonna have to go with the Funny Zone's draft. I like it a little bit better. I think they drafted around this Timbersaw and Spectre very well. They have lockdown on all and teamfight on all 3 other positions. I think they're going to control a lot of this team fight early on. They have a lot of global presence with the Spectre, whereas PA won't be showing up to a lot of these early fights. And while there is a lot of damage coming out from Step Bro, their only means of actually starting a fight is if this pause forward left track ever picks up a Yules or they get a blink on Centaur. Other than that, they're going to have a tough time taking fights. And the only person that can really defend towers on their team is Viper.
Not ideal. I guess a lot of this game will be on Teddy then, just to have a relatively good lane into that, what could be a difficult Spectre Warlock lane, and just get that early blink.
Yeah, he'll probably just trade farm. I'm assuming this will just be a trade farm lane. Whereas the top lane, I think, might be a little bit more interesting as the levels progress.
Alright, here we go. We are in for game number 1 of this best of 3 versus for the Funny Zone versus Step Bro. I'm stuck. Having some word issues on that one. If you're curious about who's playing what's on your screen right now, Centaur is Teddy, the PA is KU, and the Abaddon is KTA. Put that on the side of the screen for those who are not aware. So that's just gonna put up my little Twitch prediction right now. There we go. We did it. I'm excited though. Are you excited?
Kind
of. Kind of indeed. I think this could be a very good Dota game. I think I like this Funny Zone draft a lot. I think Step Bro and Stuck have, as you mentioned, they have the tools if they can buy the tools in time. So I'm very curious to see how this top lane goes. Should be fun. Should be fun watching. What was that?
I'm getting excited because I'm getting excited now because I'm listening to the safety dance.
That is a good way to get excited. Let's see. Anything interesting item-wise? Abaddon's no Venom actually. That's a little weird, but not too weird. He'll be looking to zone out Mr. J. Curto Baboon as much as possible, so that'll be a fun thing to watch there. Just, man, possibly even skilling Curse of Avernus, just constantly right-clicking that man. Zoning him out. Geez, Smiley's starting relatively low regen on Spectre as well, so he's going to be relying a lot on Aurora to be healing him in that lane. Because if he buys Tangos with that last set of 150 in gold, or even a salve, it's still relatively light on regen.
Yeah, but Warlock does have quite a bit of regen for the Spectre himself, as well as mana regen for Shadow Word, so I think he should be fine in that lane.
I was going to say, Tangos, salve, Mango, Sage's Mask, Shadow Word, just stick it all on Spectre. Like, in Smiley we trust, just give the man regen. Any shenanigans going on? Not yet. Both teams are playing relatively split so far, actually, in these lanes. Nobody's going for a 5-man room play just yet. Just some classic warding going on. A little bit of camp blocking from KTA over here at the bottom.
Fuck 5 players.
Tired of 5 players blocking your pole camps, Artorius?
Yes. Oh no, the pole camp got moved ever so slightly. I can't contest it anymore. Wah, I spend 50 gold by sentry wards.
Yeah. That's life for you.
Well, guess what? Now I just click your carry. How do you feel about that?
I mean, you're not pulling. The equilibrium's bad, sir.
Fine, then I'll kill your carry.
Do you think 5 players care what their carry? Okay, here we go.
I'll pick Pudge and I'll just hook you or your carry. Deal with it.
That is a way to do it.
I don't need to pull anymore.
Step Bro are not going in just yet. They're going in just now. But Shrek already grabs his rune. Dagger is there. So Split Earth. They're trying to hit. They're trying to slow there with League of Legends poison attacks, but there simply is not enough damage with the heal there from Aurora. And I mean, just that. He was fine. KTA is still running at him, but Timber Chain away. Dagger. It's just nowhere near enough damage to kill Shrek right now. Was 2 runes apiece there? It was 2 runes apiece, okay. You're seeing supports doing that classic support thing, just staying away from the actual side lane action, just harassing the top lane. The bottom lane, we are seeing a lot more man fighting. We're seeing KTA running a Shrek to Green Knight, but Shrek still is a salve, so he'll salve up. Be completely fine there in that lane.
I think this might actually be a 1-1-1 build from Shrek here.
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me at all. He already has a point in Timber Chain. Definitely needs a point in Reactive Armor. At that point, Second might as well get... Oh, Courier Snipe? No, he's slowed by KU. There is no Courier Snipe for Shrek. And Shrek took a lot of damage for that attempt there on that one, so that's... Especially no Reactive Armor. Shrek is just struggling so much to have regen in this lane right now. He has no salve either. He started with a stick as his first item, so he's just super low.
He did have a salve, but he's used it.
I was going to say, he doesn't have a salve anymore at this point. He's already used it, so...
Yeah.
It's a very, very sad tale. Both carriers are having a relatively good start to the game. Looking at KU, sitting at 10-1. Smiley sitting at 8-2. Both of them leading the CS in their particular side lanes right now. So they're both doing alright. I'm surprised Puck's taken so much damage in this lane. I gotta know Korjak's going to be harassed a lot by poison attack, but feels like a lot of damage.
This must feel bad for Leshrac. He has about 10 less damage, and he does have 2 more armor, but he just has to trade with Shadow Word. That just can't be fun.
Yeah, no, you're not winning that trade. Even if you're hitting Splitter, you're not going to win that trade ever. We're seeing right now League of Legends capitalizing really well mid lane. Like you saw Koryak used Orb, and then he just hit him, forced out Phase Shift, and it's like, oh wait, I'll hit him again. He has no Phase Shift, he has no Orb. This is do damage. But that's also Viper, so that's kind of your modus operandi on that one. Just hit the enemy mid laner, hope they die. Yeah, as it currently stands, though, every single member of Step Bro and Stuck are out farming their Funny Zone counterparts. Though, they are now going on Baboon in the bottom lane, but Nyx simply walking away. Shrek tanking even more damage. He has Chain though in 1, so he actually chains down. They might just run at him here. He's a blink in from KU, and they're trying to kill him. Good 2-man impale from Baboon. Shrek now will be fine. Nobody's dead just yet, even though Baboon took a lot of damage there from that Phallic Shield breaking at the very end, but everybody is okay for now. Yeah, now Aurora getting a bit of taste of his own medicine. Took about half his HP from the Shrek spells, but now, well, they're on cooldown, and Malefic has to sadly run away. No options. You surprised at all there's been so little action so far in this laning phase, or no?
Not really. The Timbersaw and Nyx could have maybe put on a bit more pressure if they were able to get Whirling Death level 1, but with the rune fight, he was kind of forced to take Timber Chain to survive.
Yeah, it's not a great start for Shrek because of that, but at this point he has reactive armor, so he's at least... And the Whirling Death, he's at least a little bit better off now.
Yeah, the Nyx actually going back to base gave Timbersaw a lot of solo XP, and now that he's level 4, he can really put pressure on this lane a lot better.
Whoa, yeah, bottom lane, KTA taking a lot of damage.
This Abaddon gets sad with just a single Whirling of Death.
I just go away for a second, look at the RLAs, and the KTA takes nearly all of his HP. And Shrek is going in, has Whirling Death, but the Aphotic Shield is still up, so KTA will attempt to walk away, and he should be successful. Keyword is should. Unless Baboon somehow gets the Carapace on the Aphotic Shield break. Yeah, slightly missed time there. She got top lane, Aurora dies to Malefic and Teddy, so missed first blood somehow, but it's okay. We know what happens.
Yeah,
Stuns with it.
Yeah, split Earth into Host Stomp into a bunch of damage.
Yeah, the expected play on that one. Just throw out all of the spells, hit all of them, and kill Warlock before he can heal. So that's Let's see, every situation right now in these lanes has gone the way of Step Bro, I'm stuck. Should this be as one-sided as it is in the lanes or no?
I think this bottom lane's going to start to turn around now. Obviously, they forced Abaddon on the lane. Shrek's almost level 5. This PA obviously doesn't really have an answer to a Timber Saw until later on in the game. So the Nyx looks like he's starting to roam. He might be able to turn a couple things around. However, I don't think he's going to be able to turn around anything mid that is a Viper.
Alright, who wins the 50-50? Is it Puck or is it... It is Puck. Huge 50-50 win for Koryak getting that illusion rune. She's very important there.
Actually, it's actually really good because if he gets a lot of poison stacks...
Oil is there, but Malefic's there as well. Split Earth actually was cancelled. League of Legends now silent. Split Earth is there. In comes Stampede. They're looking for both actually to go on Koryak, and they're going on Baboon. Koryak goes down. Now they do 2 Baboon. Edict damage finishes the second. So it is 2 kills for Step Bro, I'm stuck. 1 to the Viper, 1 to the Leshrac. And they will even claim the bounty rune on this high ground. So Viper, his game is now they've mitigated the 50-50. They've grabbed the bounty rune. All is well for Viper.
Yeah, that's a Viper. That's not the lane you try and turn around.
It's
Viper's
difficult.
one of those heroes you kind of just want to ignore unless you have a straight up counter to him.
We might see an attempt bottom lane though on Shrek. He has Chakram, he's going in, but Malefic and KTA are there. Edict is there, but there's also no stun or slow onto Shrek, so Shrek is completely fine.
Yeah, the problem is Diabolic Edict is physical damage, and
Whoa.
well, damn, I guess he can do that.
Okay! Shrek just instantly burst down KTA there. Had 2 supports nearby in his lane. Apparently did not matter, he just dies. And Shrek is just acting with impunity right now. He's just diving bottom lane, looking even possibly for a kill on KTA, but Shrek is now low on mana, so it might be a little bit harder to do that at this point.
This is a interesting build from Centaur, and I now see why he has so many last hits. He knew it was a farming lane, obviously, and he went full maxed out on a Retaliate.
Yeah. I mean, he's number 1 in CS, so I guess you
He
can't
just
knock
has
it
a
too hard.
full Vanguard. He is farmed for sure.
He did, at this point, it's like watching Shrek in the bottom lane, where Teddy just cannot die. He's simply acting with impunity and just sitting there with the Vanguard and the max retaliates.
Yeah, normally only 1 point in double edge at level 7. I'd be like, what the hell is this man doing? Report him, please. But I think this was actually genius. He realized there's no way I kill Spectre, but there's no way Spectre kills me, so I'm just going to farm.
Alright, Baboon
And
might
he
be in
took-
the wrong place at the wrong time. He's simply run down by Viper. Split Earth did miss some Malefic, but Split Earth was not needed clearly. Currently 4-1 in terms of kill score in favor of Step Bro, I'm stuck.
Centaur's just hitting the tower, and there's nothing anyone on the Dire can do about it.
I mean, the tower's sitting
right now.
it's actually doing no, pretty much. I mean,
He's
yeah, the
doing
tower
more
will
damage
die.
to the
Yeah,
tower that it's doing to him.
like the tower will die before he does. The rate is going.
He just has the salve too.
This is actually
Just
entertaining to
going
watch.
for
This is
it.
hilarious. Like Smiley's aggro the wave, but it's like alright, let's go to the jungle, hit medium camp. This lane's over. Tower's dead. Let's leave. Both carries though are already being forced out of lane now. KU in the jungle, Smiley in the other jungle.
Spectre should have enough gold for his blade mail right now. Oh, soon. So he might not really care as much that he's getting forced into jungle.
That is
Whereas
true.
PA's going straight Deso. Just phase wand Deso.
Interesting.
Very interesting. I guess they are going for this run at tower builds. Centaur's not even going for a blink. He's looking to pick up a shroud. So I guess he's kind of like the frontliner.
Alright, in comes
Viper's
Stampede.
picking up a-
They're looking for a Baboon. Hoof Stomp, they're on 1. Shrek went in, but now he's under that Viper Strike. He's being hit. Aurora put the heal on him, I believe. She didn't even put it on, but also did not matter. That's 2 kills for Step Bro. Looking for a third being Aurora, but there's not enough damage. She will survive in the fountain, albeit barely. And then there's 2 more kills, and they will pretty easily parlay that into a tower take, unless... Nah, I think at this point it's already too late to defend it if you're Dire.
Yeah, you already lost your offlaner.
At this point for Funny Zone, do you just try to keep dodging fights, or do you actually try to fight this team?
I think they want to pick up the next 2 small items on their Spectre, and then they'll probably haunt into a fight and take a few fights here.
At this point, it's waiting on them, like, Tread's Wraithband, and then maybe go in. Try to force an advantageous, say, 5v4 fight.
And they probably don't want to fight right now, because neither one of their supports have an ult. They're actually very under-leveled on their supports.
Yeah, I mean, Aurora, level 5, Baboon, level 4, and Baboon might just die here. Split Earth is there onto him, but there actually is no follow-up, so... Teddy content to hit creeps, and have those creeps be taken, actually, but still. Looking over Hero Net, where the story is as you would expect. Step Bro cores, all on top. All 3 of them are 1, 2, and 3. Supports, a little more even. They are now stampeding bottom, looking for a Shark Degree Nip. That is the only kill map that might be difficult. Malefic is there, has Split Earth, Pump fakes it, doesn't go for it. However, Viper Strike there from League of Legends makes it a little bit easier. Hoof Stomp did miss, but now there's Split Earth, now there's Edict, and there's just enough damage. So as it happens, mid lane they are diving for KTA, but it's also is in Abaddon, so it's not the easiest kill in the world. Baboon now on the run, and we'll have to be tail between the legs, running away from that tower damage. At this point, though, I mean, looking at the scoreboard, it's not a great tale. You see a 4-0 with 2 Viper, it's never a great sign. It's never the thing you want to see if you're the dire side. Like, alright, this Viper is actually doing pretty well right now.
Yeah, but is it going to be expected for a while? You don't really have an answer for him.
He might just be turning it into a 5th kill. Viper Strike is there. He will use it on Aurora, and Aurora will delay it with the Shadow Word. He will even use Chaotic Offering, but the inevitable has occurred. Though there is a coil there on Viper. Centaur taking a lot of damage. Golem still hitting Viper. Teddy on the run. League Legend also on the run. Teddy actually did manage to kill the Viper. KTA was not enough damage to save him, and now they're running a KTA. Borrowed Time is popped, and they are body blocking and Wish Strike to Green Knight. They will warp in on Corette, and they will get a 2nd kill on Abaddon, so 2 huge kills there per Funny Zone. Effectively actually getting on the scoreboard there, turning their 1 kills into 3, and very importantly, killing the #1 net worth leader, Viper, during that engagement.
Plus, PA has now done their Deso, though, so they are still very squishy because they don't have any other items, but I'm interested to see if they are looking to fight this Deso or not.
At this point, though, Step Bro, they might as well go for this last outer Tier 1 tower. They have already taken half the damage from it, and they have gotten the other Tier 1 towers, so probably where we're headed at this point. Malefic up to some shenanigans over there, contesting Aurora's D ward, but ultimately got Aurora's courier killed by doing that, so it's just some interesting stuff on that one. Alright, 3-man smoke from Step Bro. They're actually in the Roshan pit. Interesting. Funny Zone have to not be expecting this. This is a very early Roshan from not traditionally Roshan taking heroes. Our time is popped. They're not actually doing the damage that quickly, though. KTA is now being damaged. Mid lane, they simply have 2 heroes showing. They don't expect this at all. Roshan down to 1/4 HP. There will be a very early Aegis on KU at the rate it's going. KU still hitting Edict once again down from Malefic, and middle lane PA is very low here, actually. Needs to be very careful. And they will barely beat Roshan, but you know what? Sometimes big games require big plays, and they got it. A minute 14 Roshan for KU Salmon Assassin. In bottom lane, they're now running at Smiley, but Smiley will haunt away to the middle lane, away from all danger.
The Centaur kept TPing, not realizing the real Spectre was on him.
Yeah, it was a bit of an interesting play on that one. I was like, wait a minute. Where else could he be haunting? You know what? Teddy will get his revenge. He is Blink now, though he will be showing that Blink on this Observer Ward right here, right now. All right, middle lane, Abaddon has arrived. In comes Shrek, Hoof Stomp, cancel by silence.
Really
Katic
good
offering on 3, actually. It's pretty huge. However, the PA has arrived. Aurora is dead. There will be a trade for League of Legends, though Smiley does go down. Shrek, Chakram on 3, doing a lot of damage. Impale is there. On PA, they want to pop this Aegis on KU. Koryak jaunts away. And KU actually loses the Aegis to Chuck to Green Knight, but now Hoof Stomp is there from Teddy. Malefic has Splitter as well. Now KU's hitting, damaging. Shrek chains away, still dying, goes down. But Teddy and Malefic very low. Koryak jaunts in, but Koryak is now in that way out. He goes down as well. So 4 kills there for Step Bro and Stuck in exchange for a Viper and an Aegis of the Immortal.
Yeah, that's what you want from your Aegis at this point in the game. I guess they also want a tower out of it, but I don't know if they'll be able to get this one or not.
And they certainly want it. I mean, Teddy, Mr. does not take damage from towers is hitting it, so.
Yeah. He does need to be a little bit careful with this Nyx around, though.
Yeah, he is impaled now into the tower, but there's just not enough damage still. KU just hitting tower.
Aphotic Shield was still on him when he clicked him.
There simply was no option for a death, it appears. Right now, at this point, Step Bro and Stuck, they maintain that 3k or so gold lead about for the last bit of a while. They still have the number 1 net worth hero, though number 2 now is Smiley on the Spectre. So Spectre doing her best to keep up with the PA. There's now an Atos, though, on Shrek. In comes Dagger, in comes Everstrike. However, though, Shrek was able to chain away. They might still chase, but Teddy did not blink in with that Hoof Stomp, simply letting the Timbersaw escape for now. So, bit of a failed gank there for Step Bro. But they are still grouped as 5. They might even go for another potential player. They have they will smoke as 4. So perhaps they won't expect us. Quill is there on KU, but in comes Atos on Koryak. Shrek chains in. Chakram as well. Impale is there on 2. Malefic very low. Koryak in the backlines looking for KU. Malefic goes down. KU goes down. And Shrek doing tons of damage. Koryak on the run. Has Phase Shift. Has Orb. Has Silence. But might just go down. Goes down to Teddy. It's a 2-for-1 trade. And now Shrek is being gone on. Has the Chakram under Atos. Under Hoof Stomp. Being hit. But he's not currently broken. Viper Strike once again up in the fight onto Shrek. But now Baboon. Aurora. They're there. Impale on 1. Shrek goes down. Borrow time is popped, and they're still fighting. Now onto Baboon. Do they have detection? Correction, he has the Vendetta, but Hoof Stomp will miss from Teddy. And Baboon, now under Atos, under slows from Viper. He goes down to Teddy as well. It's a 3-for-2 trade in favor of Step Bro. And it looked terrible at first. The first 2 deaths of the fight were KU and Malefic. Yet, they walk away with a 3-for-2 trade. Though, gold-wise, it is only barely in their favor.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be putting a heavy reliant on the Spectre with the way they're fighting right now. They're managing to get a couple of these kills and slow down the Radiant. At the end of the day, they are suffering a little bit because of it. They're not hitting creeps themselves.
Here we go again. Koryak actually sees the gank though with this great ward there. Now Shrek goes in fighting into 4. Atos is there, Viper Strike as well. Shrek taking a lot of damage. In comes Stampede, in comes Coil, only on 1. Chaotic Offering hits onto 4. In comes Haunt as well. Teddy goes down. Looking for Malefic. Malefic goes down. Borrow time pop, but now Step Bro on the run. They're looking for the Viper. Viper being slowed by Chakram. He Atos is Shrek, but it's not enough to turn. 3 kills for the Funny Zone. And they will head to KTA. Borrow time already on cooldown. They appear to know where he is. KU in the area, looks for Baboon, gets 1 kill, but now he might be fighting a bit too deep. He goes down there instantly. 4 kills now.
Fucking greedy. Holy shit.
And they're going to clean up KTA as well. Disastrous fight for Step Bro. I'm stuck, and I believe that was 3 smokes they've used in the last, 2 minutes. And the results, not fantastic. It's a bit delayed, but a full 5-man wipe in favor of the Funny Zone. And
yeah, I think as a carry player, you see that fight and you get the fuck out. You don't fucking jump.
Yeah, that's the point. You just farm. You just hit some creeps. The PA is like, you know what? I have this Deso. I have Mask of Madness. I'm strong. Let's just do some crit damage. And I mean, he killed the Nyx. Proof of concept, but it's not about the if. It's about the why. You know.
This is where if the Radiant does have another smoke, they better find Spectre with it next, because the Spectre's starting to get
I don't
big.
see one. I do not see a smoke in these inventories.
And then this is where it gets hard, because I think the Dire realize that their Spectre's nice and big. They don't need to apply pressure anymore. They don't need to take these fights anymore. If they don't want to, they can just farm themselves, catch back up. And the Radiant is starting to have a bit of a Spectre problem. They don't have any smoke, so they can't go too aggressive themselves.
Yeah, at this point, going late does not help them, but fighting now is proving difficult. And they might even go on Malefic here. Malefic will simply walk away. Possibly Dire was scared of any Radiant Vision, though Radiant Vision was not present. They could not see the Nyx Assassin.
Well, I don't think they had enough damage. They only have level 1 mana burn on Nyx, and the only follow-up they had was a Warlock. And he doesn't even have Rock, so...
That's true.
Oh, PA about to get solo kill?
Yeah, he's being coiled right now.
Oh, he's using lifesteal.
Yeah, at this point,
Okay.
yeah, KU is very low. She dies to the orb and the Witchblade damage. And they will not go for Kordak. Hoofstomp is there, but they've already lost their PA. K-Shift is there. In comes the Haunt from Smiley. And Kordak's still alive. Double Life is there. He'll finally go down, but now in comes Shrek, looking for damage with Chakrams. Aurora in a fight with Malefic. Aurora will go down, but as that happens, Hoofstomp there on Shrek. Chaotic Offering on the ground. Aurora dead. Viper dropping low. Smiley wants it, but Atos, Neurotoxin are there. Malefic goes down. It's a counter trade. Viper very low. Viper still alive. Smiley goes down. And now Dire might still try to fight, but it's only 2 heroes. It's only Shrek, Baboon, and a Golem. They're looking now for Teddy.
Throwing.
But at this point, he's under Aphotic Shield. He's being healed by KTA. Teddy appears to be fine. They're now turning for KTA, but it's only a 5 add-on if they get that kill, and they certainly will get it with the Vendetta damage if he's not already dead. But now, KU's back! Teddy, though, could not get the Hoofstomp off thanks to that Impale from Baboon. They're still running at Shrek. Hoofstomp is there, but in comes Viper, doing damage. Has that break, and now Shrek is dead, and... Are we in a Game of Thrones game right now?
I believe so.
That's my only thoughts. Because that was just... I mean, Aegis is there on Kordak, but Kordak should be fine there with that jaunt away. That's a very interesting chain of events. I don't know what to say.
Abaddon just kept that Viper alive and just didn't have enough damage on Spectre without the Desolate passive.
It feels like, alright, we managed to kill this PA, but they almost overcommitted into a fight that maybe shouldn't have committed into. It's like, alright, maybe we should just be content that our mid-soul killed their carry and might just die for it. Instead, Smiley haunted really deep into that fight, effectively in a microcosm of a 1v3, which, with her being broken, just simply didn't go very well.
Looks like the Puck wants to go for it again.
Yeah, round 2. Foil once again up, Witchblade once again up. They're now hitting on KU, but KU's doing a lot of damage. Alright, Smiley will pause.
Attack pause. It's a puppy pause.
This is a good chance to go to the bathroom is the question of the day right now.
I don't think you want to hear my team fight play-by-play here.
Good point, actually. I will tough it out until the intercession between games. Hopefully, for my sake, it's not like a 90-minute game because I had to go to the bathroom.
It's a Spectre game. It is going to be late, sir. You can go. We'll see how bad.
Ladder of Steel. You've convinced me. I'm in. I'm all in. Damn it.
Well, you don't want to see how bad my play-by-play is?
I would not have made it back in time. Just given that Kordak is currently back, so. I mean, looking at the team fight, Coil is ending very soon on KU. Rock is still down for Warlock. Baboon's coming in with the Vendetta. But KTA is actively casting Shield.
Yeah, he should live from the Vendetta, and I don't think he has enough mana to cast Impale. If he did, that PA might die, but I don't think PA is gonna die.
He's gonna get another stick charge, but unless KT or else like a dagger comes out. Actually, if KU daggers, that'd be what 147 mana. with passive region. He has enough mana for Impale if 2 spells come out, yeah.
He does have a clarity, yeah.
Alright, KU, daggers there on Aurora, but yeah, Baboon's been keeping away, cancelled by Atos.
Oh, no.
Aurora will Ghost Scepter, but Baboon will be the first death. Yeah, simply gets destroyed by the crit damage, so the kill will go to Abaddon, though as that happens, yeah, everybody appears to be escaping except for Aurora, who also dies to the crit damage from PA, so ultimately 2 supports die this time. No course. No death for KU again, no death for Korak again. Simply sacrifice the Warlock, sacrifice the Nyx. And apparently sacrifice your top tier 2 tower. Huh, apparently you can hide behind this tree and just not tank tower. Did not know that. It's very cool. At this point though, Step Bro once again claim the gold lead. They're up to 1k. What were you saying before that?
They currently have 1 BKB, and they have almost finished another 2. Oh, and they're, well, almost, they're gonna have 4 BKBs.
Yeah, Malefic
The only one
already has
who's not gonna
Ogreax.
have it is Abaddon.
Piper is Ogreax. Centaur has Ogreax. Lots of Ogreaxes coming out right now, that's for sure.
Puck is starting to work on a Aghanim Scepter.
Certainly good item to
Malefic
have, but might be a little too late.
be dead.
Now, they go for Malefic. They are hitting. Baboon looking for the Vendetta damage, but there is a Stampede, though, from Centaur. So Teddy gets Malefic away. They're now looking for KTA. KTA will TP. Is there a cancel? There is a coil. Certainly enough to cancel, but it is a one-man coil to kill KTA. And his Courier, but I'm sure at this point the Courier... Actually, that Courier might be valuable. It has 2 smokes on it, but still. Dire will head into a Roshan pit right afterwards. Force Radiant into a fight. Stomp is there on Aurora. Aurora instantly gets bursted down. There will be no Chaotic Offering for this fight. And now, Radiance head towards the Roshan pit, forcing Dire away. Teddy has Blink in 1. Atos is there on Timbersaw. Dire comes in, Impale as well. Cover taking a bit of damage, so is Shrek. Shrek has the Yules. He's dropping very low. Can he chain away? He will chain away. Meanwhile, Radiant dropping very low. Smiley doing a lot of damage. Malefic goes down. Teddy goes down. Smiley is a death as well. Buyback from Leshrac. Koryak jaunts away, trying to kill Viper. Will kill Viper, but he will die for it. It's a 1-for-1 for a mid laner from mid laner. Now, Chakram is there on KU. They want the kill. He'll blink to Malefic. Malefic has Split Earth. Hits on Shrek. Baboon trying to kill this this Lesh, but that's not enough damage. And Baboon might just die from that damage from the Pulse Nova. And now it's absolutely chaotic fight for both sides, and ultimately nobody will be killing Roshan for a little bit. The Roshan takers are there.
It wasn't chaotic at all. There was no offering. What do you mean?
Oh, god damn it! That was certainly a very crazy fight, though. But I guess Radiant. I mean, they did kill the Roshan at minute 14 with the 3-man combo of KU, KTA, and Malefic, and I guess they're in there again. PA actually has a lot more items this time around compared to before. Has Mask of Madness and BKB, so I guess they'll simply kill the Roshan. We'll even scan on top.
Shard on this one.
Should go to the PA here, right?
Oh, this should go with the Brave.
Yeah, she will grab it and consume it. Aegis, Cheese, Aghanim Shard, all a PA, and this might be their best chance to win this Dota game. PA, relatively large, relatively in charge, still net worth leader, but one more bad fight and that will probably not be happening anymore. At this point, Dire actually don't have the greatest tools for the PA with BKB. They really don't have many ways to go through that evasion. I mean, they have the Witchblade in the first attack of True Strike, but other than that, that's about it.
They'll have this Ags on Puck in a minute here, though, which is their one answer to the 4 incoming BKBs from the Radiant here.
Yeah, I mean, it will be
how many of those BKBs they catch, but
will be a little bit longer though. If Radiant Force right here, right now, Buck still is full 1,000 away. Radiants are running at this middle tier 2 though, but Dire already are getting this bottom tier 2. Step Bro not contesting this Funny Zone siege at all here. They will glyph, but other than that, it's
Courier might get sniped.
The Courier will be living another day, it appears. This is a tier 2 tower siege for Radiant, much faster than the one Dire just did, so they might try to force high ground with the Edict, with the Deso on PA, with the Viper being ready to hit as well. Now PA on the tower, already down to 2/3 HP, already down to half HP, and Dire certainly forces a TP. Impale, it misses. Fatal Bond's there, onto 2 heroes, but they will temporarily back off, perhaps waiting out Fatal Bonds, perhaps looking for a little bit more item-wise, but still. They do get the tier 3 tower high ground, though Smiley is simply sitting at bottom lane, not really a care in the world, knowing that, hey, it's kind of hard to kill me.
Radiant actually looking like they're going for a fake back here.
Yeah, Atos is there on Baboon. Hoofstomp actually would miss. And now, looking for Aurora. Ghostwriter is there. Chaotic Offering, though, gets cancelled by the death of Aurora. Baboon dead as well. Back from Aurora. Shrek going in. BKB's popped by both teams. But Dire are collapsing. Coil is there. But it's not an item, it's Coil. Chaotic Offering on the ground. Malefic now dead. Borrow time is popped. Smiley goes down to the damage of KU. Now KU turns to Shrek. Impale is there. On 2. Chakram hitting 2 as well. Koryak trying to fight. Shrek trying to fight. KU still hitting. Shrek barely alive with that Yules, but now will finally go down. Actually, huge psychic headband there from Shrek. Keep himself alive, but Aurora once again dead. Dieback this time. Koryak still fighting. Orb through. Looking for Teddy, perhaps. Teddy, though, very high HP, and that headband from Shrek was amazing. My god.
There is a buyback on the Spectre, but I don't think he wants to use it. I think they're just going to give up this lane to Rax.
Yeah, at this point, it's already melee Rax pretty much dead. They might just go for top Rax as well, though, with Spectre and Warlock being dead. Shrek goes in onto Teddy, but so KU with the break. It's just way too much damage. Now Shrek dead for 70 whole seconds. And this might just be 2 sets of barracks.
That guy doesn't have buyback.
Yeah, at this point, it's going to be a very tough defense as for without Chaotic Offering and without Shrek. And Koryak's doing his best to kill the Viper, but Viper is still half HP. Still fine.
I'm confused. Why am I being mass pinged?
Because those people are kind of baboons. We have to ignore them. Buds. I will be 2 sets of barracks. 4-step bro, I'm stuck. Funny Zone, they'll get a coil onto 3 from Koryak. Baboon has the Impale on 3 as well. But now Viper's fighting with BKBs. Stampede is there, looking for Baboon. He's dead. They look for Aurora as well. Aurora, oh my lord, it's just so much damage. They head to Baboon, or sorry, onto Smiley. The break is there. Smiley goes down. Koryak's still alive, but Koryak might just go down. It's a GG called from Smiley, and we will have to go on to Game 2 with a Game 1 victory. 4-step bro, I'm stuck.
I guess the answer to this game was BKBs. By 4 BKBs, what did the Dire do?
Apparently they don't. Apparently they don't do. They just call GG and lose because the BKBs secure 2 lanes of Rex. I mean, you have to give it to Step Bro. I mean, Step Bro had a very specific timing. They had to hits. If they didn't hit it, they're going to lose the game. And you know what? They hit their timing. Just in time. And for Funny Zone, you have to be a little bit discouraged. Because you feel like it's like they have the game in the bag to an extent. And it's just Step Bro just had the right timing and just they collapsed.
Yeah, I think I think Funny Zone started to rely a little bit too heavily on the Spectre, and the problem was there was still 2 answers to the Spectre. They had 2 breaks. The Spectre was working on a BKB. Obviously, it doesn't feel good to have to build a BKB on Spectre, but they never quite got to it. So Stepbro won that Roche fight. Were able to step back into Roche, get that second Aegis, and they just didn't have a means of bringing PA down twice, especially with those BKBs. So Spectre would just haunt in, and whoever he haunted in on would just activate PKP, and they couldn't really do anything to them and have to back off.
It just feels like I don't know. Was it just could you purely place it on like itemization there, or for Funny Zone, what could they have really done to just win that game? You know.
I think what it boiled down to is they just really didn't have good high ground defense. They have the Spectre draft, which obviously comes on line a little bit later than APA does, but they didn't have anything to actually push the enemy off their high ground. The enemy could just freely walk up, and all you have is like Illusionary Orb, Impale, and like Chakram, and that's not really enough to push a team off a high ground.
It feels like Funny Zone started the draft with a lot of good high ground defense as well, picking the Warlock and the Timbersaw. It's just they just didn't pick any more high ground defense after that. You know, in their last 3 picks of the draft, their high ground defense is Illusionary Orb, and that's it. It's really team fight tool that's out of that.
Yeah, on top of that, the initial high ground, all 5 Step Bro heroes were just allowed to walk up, and Funny Zone weren't in their base yet.
Now that Step Bro have the chosen first pick for game number 2, I'll be heading to the bathroom. I will be right back, sir. Oh God. Oh, stupid kidneys.
Perfect timing. Aurora is now also going for a bathroom break.
Quick, Badger won't realize it. Gonna change the channel to Canada. And we will change the language to Greek. And we'll change the title to let's see. Varys did nothing wrong. There we go. Badger's gonna love this one. Apparently, whenever I say I like a team's draft, the other team wins. So I should stop saying which team's draft I like, because I feel like I'm condemning them to a horrible fate. Be interesting to see the draft next game. Apparently, I don't know a damn thing about the current meta, build-wise. But then again, I don't pay attention to Dota. I just pick heroes like Pudge and then screw around. I'm secretly a 3K player who just bought a 7K account. But nobody's figured it out yet. Before Badger gets back, everyone put a heart in the chat for Badger. He is down bad. He is sadger. He needs some motivational words. Also, donations of Jello can be directed to twitch.tv/BadgerPablo. He doesn't need money, he just needs Jello.
I'll change this back. Before Badger gets back. You'll never know.
You still not in the game yet? Oh, we're still not in the game yet. Okay. I am back.
Nice.
Anything interesting
Yeah.
that I missed or no?
No, I totally didn't change your broadcast channel to something horrific and cursed.
I don't know what that means, but I'm now checking everything.
And I also, totally did not tell everyone to donate Jello to you.
Oh, I love Jello. Big fan about Jello. Big Jello guy here. Alright, where was I?
I changed your casting channel to Varys did nothing wrong with the country of Canada as
Oh
the flag.
no, I'm looking at my other monitor. I
And-
see it now. No! You did this to me. Why?
And the language was Greek.
Oh no! Everything's terrible.
I changed it back before you got back because I thought they were starting the game. And I thought, nah, I can't make Badger cast under this.
Good. We now enter hour number 2 of the stream. Game number 2 of Step Bro Stuck versus the Funny Zone. Apparently they did not tag up game 1 victory properly, so I'm just going to go with my OBS. Let's go into step... Oh, wait, that's the one!
I can feel the steam coming out of your ears. You're infuriated.
A little bit. Not too bad. Not too much tonight, though. I'm used to it at this point. Like, you realize I still have the game score thing. I still have it named Tacos versus Dark W, because you guys are the first ones to mess it up, so... I want to say
Yep.
Mike was lobby host that night.
Just save it as that for tomorrow.
It's been that the entire time for the last 2 months. Alright, we are seeing different bands. Funny Zone opt to not... Or correction. They banned out Sand King and what else? Sand King Death off of game 1. They opted to instead go Earth Spirit Doom, which means Funny Zone banned out Abaddon Sand King, leading to not only Beastmaster being in the pool, but also Death Prophet is also in the pool if Step Bro want to pick that forward this game. I know the Malefic Death Prophet has been talked about at length as strong. Is it still a first phase worthy hero in this batch?
I don't know. I don't play Death Prophet 4. I know the movement speed nerfs, and I think they got an armor nerf. Probably hurts a little bit as a 4 hero. But I don't know how strong it was before, so I don't know how it feels now.
See, we're seeing Tint in the chat saying Jello has to be a euphemism, right? Not.
It-
It's actually
not.
not a euphemism. It's literal.
This man is addicted to Jello.
Big fan of lime-flavored box Jello. He thinks we're pretending or memeing or talking about drugs or something. No, it's...
Late night video calls with Badger in them is just him making Jello or eating Jello.
It's not all the time, but it's enough of the time that it's... I won't deny it.
Yeah, and when it's not a video call and it's just a normal call, you know he's eating Jello because he'll tell you he's eating Jello.
There are a few things in life that I truly enjoy. Jello is one of them, so I take no shame in that.
It's like when people are vegetarians, you'll either know because they'll eat at a vegetarian restaurant or they'll tell you that they're vegetarian. And Badger's the same way with Jello.
No comments. No comments. You're probably correct about that one. But we have some heroes here. We have a Rubik Centaur. I'm assuming that's the funny zone offlane here with a baboon Rubik and a Shrek Centaur. So there will be no Centaur this time around for Step Bro Stuck, though they will get instead the somewhat famed Teddy Mars. Certainly one of the heroes he is better at playing, so it should work out pretty well for Step Bro this game.
Now, is it a mid Mars or a mid Beastmaster? Or is it neither?
I'm assuming it's going to be a mid Beastmaster, though Step Bro have played mid Mars before, so it is still up in the air, you know? See, I'm actually really... It's hard to tell. Actually, because they have played mid-Mars in Lads, it's really hard to tell, actually. This is genuinely difficult.
I'm just surprised they don't just pick their 5 here. Like, on 8. Like, I know on 8 you typically want to pick a core, but you already see your offlane. So you just pick the 5. But I guess... I don't know, though, like, because... You get a counter pick at 16 and 18. Because typically you just like throw out your 5 when you don't see anything. If you already see the lane, you haven't picked your 5. I would assume you just pick your 5.
Maybe they really want the Mars and they're scared of being bans.
Yeah, maybe this is why I don't draft.
I don't have the bans from game 1 because it wasn't ticketed, but I want to say Mars was banned game 1. Does that sound correct?
I think I can check, actually.
Is that somewhere in the end game screen?
I thought it was. Apparently not.
Now I only see picks, and even it's not in order. It's just in order of who selected it. The pick screen faster.
Can I watch a No, I can't watch a replay when I'm in a game.
You can pull up my stream VOD, I guess, and just go an hour in the past, but it's not that important. Mars, actually, I don't even think Mars is banned. I think it was mostly carries that were banned second phase last game. I want to say like Jug, Morph, Terrorblade, Ursa were all banned second phase last game.
Yeah, it was Jug, Ursa, Terrorblade, and Lena, Morphling, and Alchemist.
That sounds like 6 for 6 to me, and this time we'll be seeing Phantom Lancer get banned this time around, so we will be seeing no PL game 2, perhaps no PL in the series, albeit it was not banned game 1. At this point, both teams still looking at a number of core spots, though Step Bro already have a few of them filled. Simply looking at a carry and some supports, we're assuming. Funny Zone looking at a 5, 2, and a 1. What do you pick if you're Funny Zone saying, hey, it might be a Mars mid and it might be a Beastmaster mid? What do you just pick here, like these strength heroes, you know?
I'd probably just pick a save 5 like Oracle. Aurora is an Oracle player. If there's a Beastmaster Roar or Mars Ulti, Oracle just completely negates that entirely.
So basically, as long as you're picking the 5 to counter these heroes, not to necessarily focus as much on the cores countering the heroes.
Yeah, right. Like, you have 15 pick right now. You still only see those 2 heroes. So you may as well just, like I said earlier, just throw out your 5. And then you get to see the 16 pick, and then you kind of get to counter pick that based on what they pick. Obviously, if they pick their 5, though, then you kind of pick Mars or Beastmaster, or you pick something for your draft at 17.
Funny Zone, though, using a lot of that reserve time. They are down to merely 15 seconds now to what could just be an Oracle pick. Alright, they'll offer the Undying instead. They say, you know what, we want to counter strength heroes.
Yeah, it's also a bit of a save, though, with that healing clap.
I mean, Soul Rip is not a sufficient substitute for False Promise.
No, but it's going to arguably do good in the in the lane against Beastmaster or Mars. And with Undying, they might be going for a bit of a later game carry. Surprised they picked the Phoenix now with Ursa still in the pool, because it seems like an okay Ursa game. Like, Ursa has to be careful of Mars just spearing him away.
Maybe they just don't care about Ursa. Like, alright, we have Mars who lanes well enough. We have Beastmaster, it's a beak piercing roar. Maybe I say, you know, we have the right tools to face this Ursa in the game. And then if they pick Ursa, they have 2 picks to counter it still, including their carry pick. So maybe they just don't care that much. They'll go for a different Phoenix counter. They go for the Snapfire. It's got to be a mid Snapfire, right? Or a mid Rubik?
Yeah, I would assume so.
But we're assuming of the two, it's probably a mid Snapfire.
Maybe. It could be a mid Rubik in the sense that he just buys an Axe and steals axes from Beastmaster and becomes a better Beastmaster.
Is that the point we're at in Dota right now? Is you just steal Beastmaster axes? That's just a Dota game right there?
Buy an Axe yourself and just be a better Beastmaster.
Dear God. I'm actually a little bit offended that this is the state of Dota. But between this and the new EU4 DLC, I am just so disappointed right now.
Dear God. Did the EU4 DLC drop?
Yeah, today. It's has some, let's just put it this way, I'm not gonna go into detail, but there's a lot of kinks to be worked out still. It's not ideal.
You have to work harder on your mod now.
I do. That's not important though. What's important is Step Bro stuck picking their mid laner. Wait, why did I say mid laner? I meant to say support.
That might be mid laner.
But it is possible, but who do they put 4 then in this case? Is it you put the Beastmaster 4? Do you put the Mars 4? How do you do that?
I'm assuming this is a Phoenix 5, a Lena 4, a Mars 3, and a Beastmaster mid.
That makes the most sense of all the options. That's a long attack range hero to lane into the Undying Tombstone as well. Possibly a good Tombstone hitter at all stages of the game.
Now all they need is a red carry.
Is Beastmaster really red though? I'm seeing, some hints of orange, a lot of browns, a lot of tans, some grays, some browns.
I mean, Phoenix isn't really red either, but it's close enough.
Alright, so what red carries are not banned right now?
Yeah, Lifestealer's banned, unfortunately.
Like, their options are Troll, Jug, Lifestealer, all of them are banned, so it's... I wouldn't go Ember safe lane if I were Step Bro here.
Why? They have no catch. They have Rubik, I guess.
If they go Snapfire Ags, that's some catch, I guess. They have Centaur Stomp, dude. They have plenty of catch, actually.
The best carry in the game hasn't been picked yet. Axe. You attack its spin, easy.
That's hilarious, actually.
There's Bloodseeker, Shadow Fiend.
I guess you get a... Actually, Bloodseeker makes the most sense this game, I think, for carries. But I think you just go for a non-red carry.
Dragon Knight. Oh, what about Chaos Knight? Yes.
Feels like a hard game to play, CK. Feels like a... Wait, today's not banned.
Oh, yep, they just ran out of reserve time.
Alright, hopefully they weren't planning on banning Furion, but...
Let's see, red, green.
That's just the antithesis of a red hero. It's green with hints of blue.
So it's like duck, goose, run.
He said a little bit of red in the staff, we're good.
No, that's orange.
Oh, that's orange, okay. Ultimately, they offer the Ursa, though, the hero we mentioned in the second pick phase, ends up being their pick in the ultimate pick phase. For Funny Zone, it is win or you are done. They are down 1-0 in this best of 3. And if
Oh
they drop,
fuck, that could be a game 3.
if they drop game number 2, their season is over.
Badger, what did you drag me into?
What do you mean? Just like it's not the first time you've done this with me. But we are here now for game number 2. We'll be seeing some relatively interesting lanes with a carry Furion. Certainly we mentioned last draft for Step Bro is a very high tempo draft. This one even higher tempo. It's a mid Beastmaster safe lane Furion.
Yeah. I think, again, Radiant don't have great, stand in front of your tower heroes, or clear out the waves. Like, they do have Snapfire, but she has to get relatively close. They do have Rubik, but that's only one spell. And then the rest are just melee heroes.
That'd be the rough way to go out. It's 2 games in a row. Just get your high grounds stomped.
Yeah. On the flip side, though, the Dire don't really have anyone that wants to walk up a high ground and hit the tower. They'll send units up there, but it doesn't really seem like anyone wants to go hit it themselves.
They could probably hit it with the Furion, right?
Yeah, but the problem is you don't
maybe?
have a save for him unless you just straight up egg him.
That's true.
This is interesting. You mind clicking on Ursa?
Wow. Okay. I mean, we saw Smiley go low on regen last game on the Spectre, but he also had a Warlock in his lane last game.
Oh wow, look at me. I'm a 5 player. I'm gonna block my camp with a Sentry Ward.
Yeah, we're seeing.
It's a good play, but I'm gonna chirp it nonetheless.
You're just expressing your discontent towards 5 players as a former 5 player.
Yeah.
Oh, you're the much more manly 4 role now, except you still play 5 heroes and play like a 5.
Yeah. I was a Bane player, and then I started playing Pudge, and I realized, hey, this is just melee Bane. I just have a BKB piercing. Oh, that lasts a long time. Yes. This is
indeed.
fantastic.
We're looking at 2 bounty runes. Actually, never mind, it'll be 3 bounty runes for Step Brom stuck. Phoenix able to grab the one on the high ground on the Radiant side, so it'll be 3 bounties. 2-1 this time around.
Midna's gonna get some free harass here.
Yeah. A couple right clicks on Aurora. Aurora seems to be fine, though. It is not going to be the... A lot of us are mentioning the possibility of a mid Rubik versus a mid Snapfire. What would be the mid Snapfire for Koryak? Maybe he's more comfortable on the Snapfire. Maybe this fits better into the game plan for the side of the Radiant. But regardless, it will be the 4 Rubik and the 2 mid lane Snapfire.
This man has either fully given up, or he has like some next-gen strats here. Is not ferrying any regen out on Smiley. He just has no regen. He's just 100% reliant on Aurora just zoning the enemy team or healing him himself.
Aurora will secure my lane. All is well. Put a lot of faith in your 5 player, buying no regen, and not even ferrying regen. He's taking a good bit of damage there. I mean, usually it's not much harass, but I guess when you cannot heal it, then it's a good bit of harass. I suppose Aurora's tangos will suffice, though. Just get those shared tangos all as well. Top lane, we're seeing KU take a good bit of damage there to the Fade Bolts. He only has 1 tangle left. He's already half HP, so he chew up the Freya regen.
He's also a prophet. He could just go teleport to base and come back.
That's true. That is truth. Yeah, we're seeing this bottom lane, like, Malphite just keeps hitting Aurora, and he just does not care. He appears to just literally not care about that.
He isn't undying, he literally can't die.
And it is in the name, right? Undying. Still, we are waiting on the first real kill attempt of the game. We're seeing Aurora take a lot of damage, but we're not calling that a real kill attempt until they truly commit for a kill with that one. So, at some point,
Malefic is currently zoning both enemy heroes.
Smiley does have the Orb of Corrosion though, so he might just go in right now, try to get a kill with that Orb of Corrosion and that Earthshock. I think if they go on Malefic, it could be an attempt. Oh, never mind. Ursa simply being zoned out. We'll have to wait a little bit longer, especially given Aurora has pretty low HP currently.
Okay, I've seen at least 3 range creep denies, if not more. Now 4 range creep denies. They just have no way in this lane to contest the dire range creeps.
They're running at KU. KU actually might be control top. Yeah, with the double edge damage, Shrek will draw first blood on KU in the top lane. But as that happens, I was watching middle lane as well, and Koryak and League of Legends, Mr. Down Bad, doing a lot of trading here. Now, yeah, the axes will kill. Wait, no, they missed Koryak, but there will be enough damage from the creeps and the right clicks for Beastmaster to draw a, more than call it, a counter kill on Koryak in that mid lane. So now it is 1 kill to 1 kill on the scoreboard. Yeah, are you upset at all? Like, I think your carry players in the Twitch chat learning from Smiley right now.
I don't have to lane with him, I'm okay.
That's his Turtle King's problem?
Yeah, and Snow picks Necrophos anyways, he doesn't need to buy regen.
He still asks for clarity from me, though.
I've never had to give him regen when he's on
Necro. Other heroes for sure, though. I have like 2 or 3 clarities on me every game. Snow just runs at me like,
alright.
Give me clarity, and then he like runs it.
Die top lane. He's diving in on Phoenix, so he will die to the Rubik right clicks. KU wants counter kills. Can he get them? The answer is no. Though bottom lane they are looking for Aurora, but Aurora instead walking away while Smiley looks for Malefic, but Spear actually misses from Teddy, but there is no kill on that one.
Oh, Smiley finally bought himself some tangos.
1 set of tangos.
Yeah.
1 set. Hey, I mean, if they can't zone him out completely, you might as well just not buy a regen.
I mean, his lane is definitely suffering, though. There's 8 denies on Mars, and Mars is also 10 last hits up on the Ursa.
And they're now trying to kill him anyways. There's Spear up if they want to go for it. They might just go to Aurora instead. Right, Ursa going in. Has Earthshock in 3, but yeah, Smiley gets stomped by Centaur. Mars even gets the creep blasted. Sad tale for Smiley in this lane. Right now, Stepbro off to a pretty significant lead at minute 5. They were up 1k at minute 5 last game. They're up 1k at minute 5 this game. So certainly off to a decent start in the lanes once again. It's interesting. KU's fully in the jungle, it appears. But nobody is occupying the top lane. Aurora's there on Koryak. KTA there as well, diving in, has Spirits looking for Koryak. TP in from KU. Not even needed. They now head to Baboon. Shrians are on the ground. KU still tanking tower, but overall interesting chain of events, but still it would result in another kill. A second death now on Koryak, so Koryak off to a pretty rough start this game.
Or Smiley actually lost his courier in the bottom lane. He had his boots on it.
That is not a good loss to have right now. Especially not at this stage of the game where he wants to capitalize with that Orb of Corrosion. Not sure what KT is up through top lane, but Shrek is trying to stop it. Just slowly running the man, casting double edge over and over again, but KTA doing the time-tested strategy of just walk away and not die. Yeah, we're seeing it again. Centaur just going straight into the Vanguard. Though this time Shrek opted for 2 points in Double Edge, 2 points in Retaliate rather than the instant Max Retaliate.
Looks like there's a rotation top by Koryak here on the Snapfire, probably looking to make use of Mortimer's Kisses and Stampede.
Alright, Stampede is there. Is there a Kisses? Will they find KU? Kisses on the way. They're hitting KU. KU sprouts. But he's trapped in with the Kisses. Can he TP away in time? The answer is no. League of Legends has TP'd in. Is there a cancel? There's Roar up, but they lost vision there at the wrong time. As a result, Koryak and Shrek secure the kill and get away quite easily.
Very unfortunate for the Beastmaster. He TPs to go get that kill and then leaves Rubik to get a free
In Mars
farm
bottom
lane.
lane, Teddy so low, but he will survive. You know, this is the vision, too. There's a lack of vision of the man. He was trying to roar. He was mid in a mission, but it got canceled by lack of vision, so it's unfortunate there. Somebody who's won a lot, though, from this fighting constantly is Baboon, who is level 6 right now on Rubik. Now Smiley heading to Malefic. Mars Arena is there. Smiley inside, Aurora outside. Aurora has no mana to save. Smiley now dead. 4 tips for Smiley. And they're heading for both Baboon and for Aurora. Baboon will be the one to go on first. KTA diving in. Let's take our way from Malefic. It hits Baboon, now dead. Spear from Mars is up, but Aurora is, as the name would suggest, undying and will not die for now. But somebody who is not undying is that middle tier 1 tower, which is being sieged by the entirety of Step Bro. I'm stuck.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. This Ursa build was not new tech. I think he kind of got throttled a little bit there in lane.
Alright, Roar's there on Koryak, and he has his teammates as well. Teddy has Spear, KTA Sunray, Koryak will go down. I believe his 3rd death now. Now Aurora is under Sprout. He sold rips himself, but he will also go down, and Malefic even gets Aurora's Courier, so 2 kills and a Courier. And this is rough. They're losing heroes everywhere on the map right now, and they're just occupying its enemy tri-camp. They cannot farm it. Though at this point, Radiant completely respawning. Aurora and Koryak both back, so... Actually, Malefic is still fighting. He might just die a Stampede here. Cliff Stomp was not used. Malefic lifted. He will die, but his teammates were able to get away in time. Will not die to that Stampede gank the way that the Lina did, but if it's only a Lina dying, it's not too bad.
Rubik still axes. Now he just needs to get Ags within the next minute in order to use them.
He's only 3,858 gold away, Burke. It's not too hard.
Yeah.
They got off the they can kill Roche 3 times in the next minute. That'll do it.
Yeah. Kill Roche 3 times, take all other towers, and get 5 rampages.
No, just kill Roche 3 times for the Agnes Blessing. You don't need a rope. You don't need it. You just need the blessing. Either way, the Electric Array is on 2 top lane. Mars Arena is there on 3. Looking for heroes. Laguna Blade on Baboon, but he's still alive. Laguna actually stolen by Mr. J. Curl Baboon, so that's going to be a useful steal to have. LSA once again there on Aurora. The Smiley has arrived, looking for Teddy. Teddy goes down. And now...
Still has the Blade.
Yeah. Mr. Down Bad League of Legends has TP'd in and has Roar. No matter for Smiley. And Supernova is popped by KTA, but it's instantly brought down. Roar is there on Koryak, but to no effect. And now the Dire Tier 1 top lane is dead. Baboon looks for Malefic. Lift is there. Laguna, never mind. There's no Laguna. He has no mana to cast it anymore, but still. Dire. Disastrous situation in the top lane. They lose, I believe, 3 heroes. And they lose 3 heroes and their tower and get absolutely nothing in exchange.
They get a tier 1 tower bottom.
Alright, they get a little bit in exchange. Still, you would not call that ideal at this stage of the game, considering...
No, not with the lead that they had.
Yeah, with the lead they had. It's not the kills you want to give up.
Yeah, the Urso went from almost having the same net worth as the Lina to he's now ahead of the Mars.
Yeah, not ideal. Speaking of Mars, though, he has Arena in 8. and his Furion is TP'd in. However, it's a stolen Stampede. Correction, no, it's a normal Stampede. I'm absolutely brain dead right now. Luna was used by Baboon, but that's to absolutely no effect.
Yeah, that was a dying fuck you.
I mean, you might as well. It was stolen. You can't use the Luna Blade when you're dead, so I might as well just damage Mars for a slight percentage of his HP.
The Centaur now has enough money for his blink, however.
Yeah, he is on the way now, career-wise, so might be a huge jump from Shrek.
Yeah, now I think everyone on the Dire needs to be a little bit scared. Because, oh, actually, he's getting it right on top of an enemy ward.
Yeah, if they see it right now in that war, that's a huge, huge situation to see that. It's like, hey, they're in smoke and kill us with a blink. Let's just not die.
They're gonna smoke on top of this ward.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah, they're not even pinging it. They just, yeah, I think everyone understands. Spack. Not die, right? Right? Did they not see it? They saw it.
This cannon. They might just find this Phoenix, though, if he's not careful. Or they'll still find this Beastmaster.
Right, the Papa Beastmaster Hoofstomp is there, double edge as well. Morgan Matisse is on top. Roar is there on Shrek, but Shrek's still alive. And there's Luna Blade on Korax. It's a 1-for-1 so far. Supernova on top. Aurora goes down. Baboon TPing away. It is barely in time. And now Shrek on the run. He is alone. But he does blink to the left. But he is now under those fire spirits. However, KU... he's TP in 1 actually, so he might just TP in there, try to kill Shrek, but... yeah, Blink will be up once again in 3. They're letting Centaur run. Overall, though, was a 2-for-1 exchange. A mid laner for mid laner with an Undying thrown on top.
That's one of those trades, though, where... is it worth it? Because the carry that you've worked so hard to shut down is getting space out of that on a relatively even trade.
Might as well be, right? At this point, if you're Radiant, sorry, Farm Smiley, got items. He's getting close to the beefier right now.
That's what I mean, right? Like, you want to get a better trade than that on the Dire, especially if you saw the smoke.
I'm not sure if Dire were fully ready to teamfight there. Like, looking at their positioning, they weren't in the greatest of spots to save the Beastmaster at the onset of the fight.
Mm-hmm. Hey, look, Lena's picking up Necrobook.
Will be a come on, it's a Yule Scepter. Yeah, speaking of things that used to exist, Sage's Mask used to be part of Yule's as well, so I guess we'll have to ignore that one as well here.
Yeah. Radiant might have to be careful relatively soon. In about 2 minutes or less, the Tenacious Prophet should have finished his Orchid.
Yeah, it's going to be scary. He's already done a decent amount of damage with the Witchblade in the fights.
They've completed Ags on Beastmaster, and they're looking for a Smoke Play here. They
apparently, he died solo. Smiley top lane. Smiley ran him, went into the Sprout.
Smoke. Smiley's just going to run into it.
Yules is there. In comes Shrek. Cliffstomp on 1, Supernova on top. Mars will be on the 3, I believe. But now Shrek dropping low, Aurora dropping low. Both of them will go down to 2 for 2 in the fight. But now Smiley running at Teddy, making a 3 for 2. And the lone survivor, Beastmaster.
He's stuck.
Yeah, he's now down bad as well, and they will instantly head in. Never mind, they will not head into a Trumpet. They will grab a double damage and then head into a Trumpet. So, for Step Brom stuck, it's a disaster. And for Funny Zone, it's an absolute boon. They have gotten 5 kills, including the solo kill onto the Furion, and they will now pretty easily secure the Roshan on top. Well, now what? If you're Step Brom stuck, your draft, which is heavily timely in the base, is running into a very major hitch in the plan. They got team wiped and lost the Aegis. What is your plan if you're Dire at this point?
I think you hope that your 2 ranged heroes don't die the instant the fight starts, so that this Undying can't just place a tomb on the high ground and completely destroy your entire fight. Because they could not move.
That would be ideal.
That Tombstone just slowed them all. However, this Orchid is complete. I think they just have to go for pickoffs. The team fight is a little bit too strong. They do have Mars ulti Supernova, but I think as you saw, they doesn't even matter if the 2 heroes that they picked to counter Egg aren't there, they can still kill it. The Phoenix is not quite level 12. It's 4 levels away, in fact, so that Egg is still very fragile.
Yeah, at this point, it's just not tanky enough.
Yeah, they have this Prophet who obviously isn't a very natural carry, per se, and if Ursa's on top of him, I don't think it matters how many items he has, he might be in a little bit of trouble.
Step Bro appear not to care, though. They are smoking S4, and they obviously can't bring Nature's Prophet into the fights. They're at the tri-camp area, headed towards Smiley, or perhaps Smiley's headed towards them. Smoke is popped. LSA misses, though, and now Dire could not find the ideal jump.
Yeah, that's rough. I think ideally you want Mars to engage on there, but the problem is if Mars is the one to engage to ensure the stun with Yules, you're going to get a couple TPs in, and then you really don't want to take that fight because that is an Aegis. So they go for a blind hook. Blind LSA, and unfortunately it very good dodge by Smiley.
And now they have the Beastmaster as well. Hoof Stomp is there, and Smorgasbord is on top. Beastmaster is dead. They had a roar onto Shrek, but it's not enough damage, even with the Laguna, I believe. And now they want to get Malefic, but they will have to be content with merely killing the enemy mid laner instead. I say merely, but still. They will also parlay that into a middle tier 1 tower. Actually, almost killed KTA there with Smiley. And hooks off onto as well as Malefic and Teddy. Malefic on the run, barely escapes. With the spears there on Shrek. Shrek dies to that tier 2 tower damage. And that was not very clean. It looked good at first. They nearly killed KTA solo with Smiley. They get the 2-man hoof stomp, but they don't actually kill anybody. And they, die on their offlaner.
Yeah, I was just about to say, this Ursa's kind of scary. He picked up a Blink Dagger, but then the 2 heroes with Blink Dagger blinked away from their team and went on different targets. Just not quite enough damage to kill this Lina with that Sunray heal from the Phoenix there, and then unfortunately Shrek just ends up feeding from that.
This is the little things in Dota sometimes, where if Smiley got that instant solo kill onto KTA, then that entire fight looks way differently, but...
This is an interesting item build from Koryak. He's just rushing a Saint.
Oh god, Malefic is just so... Actually, he's still alive from the Sunray! And instead, Aurora dead. Malefic finally dead. Aurora's there on Shrek. Shrek goes down, but... That simple kill on Malefic was not so simple. They lose 3 instead, with Baboon dying as well to a TP in from KU. That's...
Yeah, this Ursa did not have a TP on him. And even if he did, it is on cooldown.
I thought that Malefic was just dead there. But no, he was not dead. He was completely fine, apparently. Well, not anymore. That's still... That's a worthy sacrifice.
Yeah, KTA's been really good about these Sunray heals to keep him alive. Because he is very squishy and there appears to be a lot of damage.
We were talking about what is Step Bro going to do. We have an answer. They are going to keep running at the enemy.
Yeah, and apparently they're going to win these fights and take some towers.
They've done the exact thing they've done for the last Dota game and a half. Run at the enemy. And you know what? You might as well. If it works,
like
it works.
This is the same scenario of last game where I'm like, this enemy carry is getting very big and kind of scary, and Step Bro Stuck is like, we don't care, we're just going to kill the rest of their team. And the only issue is they had answers for, well, really good answers for the Spectre. The problem is I don't know if they have a really good answers for Ursa. They have answers for Ursa, I just don't know how good they are in comparison to Viper and PAR to Spectre.
You're seeing KU play some real tree man Dota bottom lane right now. We saw Funny Tone smoked S4 trying to find him, but they just could not find him. He was way too burrowed in these trees, far away from that Funny Zone team. So they're a little sad about that gank, but that's what happens sometimes.
They have good vision here of that entire Radiant team.
Alright, Ghost Stomp's there on one, but there's not any follow-up. They're even running into the high ground. Marsvian is there, onto one, looking for Shrek. Once again, that man is tanky. In comes Smiley, looking for Phoenix, instantly dies. Now Aurora's there, but it's to very little effect. Koryak now dead. We're seeing Malefic Furion on the left side of the fight. Malefic goes down, and KU looking for Baboon. Baboon goes down, and at this point, Dire TPing away. Furion will TP away, but Teddy cannot get away. Triple kill for Smiley. And overall for Dire, once again, not a great fight.
Yeah, they did a really good job. The Nature's Prophet and Malefic instantly jump on Koryak and pick him off. But then Ursa just blows up the Phoenix before he gets egg off, and then they try and roar him to keep him off of the Phoenix, but he instantly pops in rage and just takes no damage, and it lasts 5 seconds. Well, not even 5 seconds. It lasts like no time at all on the roar. And the Ursa just runs rampant, and you don't have an answer because you used your Mars ulti on the Centaur, who you weren't able to spear. So they just had a few too many spells kind of whiff to be able to secure that fight.
This is a real up in the air game still. Both teams still have a very good means of securing this victory if they can execute correctly. In Dire, as we saw last game, Step Bro and Stuck are willing to force smoke after smoke after smoke. They will smoke S3. They will be on top of Smiley. If they can get it, it's a huge kill. LSA is there. Smiley dropping low, but he will enrage. Aurora being gone as well. Aurora will go down, and now they're trying to isolate Smiley. Is there a roar? The lift onto the defensor. They won't even need the roar. Smiley, now dead. Huge, I mean absolutely huge kill for the Dire. And an Undying on top.
Yeah, I guess that is your answer to him. Find him when he's alone.
He wasn't completely alone. He had his Undying with him, sir. Yeah, you're right, though.
Koryak barely lives bottom. 160 HP. 1 or 2 more right clicks from that Prophet, he would have been dead.
Yeah, I mean, KU's doing a lot of damage.
Careful here.
Yeah, now Baboon probably just dead, unless Koryak is not helping out here. LSA is there, Spear is there as well. They're simply letting the man die. So 3 kills across the map in a tier 2 tower. Step Bro Stuck. They are saying, you know what, we don't even care if these heroes are getting farmed. We don't care if a fight goes badly, we're just going to keep running at them over and over and over again.
Yeah.
With your Funny Zone, what do you do at this point to just stop losing these fights?
The Centaur's going for a BKB, so it looks like he wants to blink in and stick on a target. The Ursa is picking up a shard, so you should take a lot less damage. The Snapfire looks like they're going for blink. They probably just want to attempt to... They've changed up their item a few times now. They were looking at a Ghost Scepter, but now they're looking for a Blink Dagger, probably hoping to blink out of the Nature's Prophet trees.
Oh god, Shrek is the target, but he's actually not outside of the ultimate there.
Very good cookie.
Still die. Now Aurora's there. On Aurora. Aurora goes down. Supernova is on top. They need to kill Smiley if they can find him. Now he's being used. Wormsissus is on top. Dire taking a lot of damage. Nobody is dead just yet on the side of Step Bro. They're still looking for Smiley, still running at that man. Meanwhile, Shrek fighting up a KU. Stolen Spear is there, knocks KU away. Back over to Smiley. He seems to be fine. Back over to the Centaur. Centaur very low, but so is Teddy. Furion trying to TP in. In comes Shrek, gets Teddy, but he might just die. He will die. And now Smiley has HP, re-engaging, but his blink is canceling. They appear to have found the end of the fights.
It is a dieback, however, on the Centaur, so that's going to hurt his PKB timing.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, 2 deaths. And a buyback. Not good for your economy.
The multiple Yules on the Ursa keeps the Phoenix Egg alive, but unfortunately it just makes the Phoenix Egg useless because it doesn't stun anyone. Ursa's the only one there.
Radiant Smoke was just wasted. They smoke up on 2, trying to get a kill with Smiley, but the smoke popped over here, but he blinked this direction instead of towards KTA, and even then, hard kill on KTA. But they're saying, you know, we don't need the kill. We can just go into the Roshan pits.
He needs to get out of the Roshan pit.
Alright, LSA there on Smiley. Smiley half HP. The Lunar is the Enrages there in time. Negates most of that damage. Sunray, though, is still on 2. Tombstone on the ground now. KUT being in. He's faster on the backlines. Koryak dead. Aurora dead. Smiley dead.
That was very ambitious. You don't have your Centaur, and the enemy team has 5. You just broke a smoke in the Roche pit and didn't find anyone. You decide to go in. That's just mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake.
Maybe they were thinking, hey, we gotta win now. Maybe they're scared for some reason. They just try to be opportunistic, get the Roshan, but it just did not work out at all.
I think that was just a bit of lack of patience. You gotta find the right jump. You can't just take every fight. Sometimes you have to give some stuff up.
And KU is everywhere, just constantly picking off heroes in the back of the fights, constantly going for solo pickoffs. We even saw one attempted on Shrek bottom lane, but Shrek is, well, Centaur.
This Rubik is getting close to his Axe here, and that might just be able to keep the Dire off the high ground if he steals Axes. However, Koryak's still just sitting on 1 item here. That's gotta feel a little bit bad as a mid laner. He has a lot of gold, but the 1 item he bought was just super expensive, and he bought Travels.
Yeah, his items are not doing too much right now. Especially with the direction this game has gone. Regardless, I mean, Dire maintain a strong position in the driver's seat. They've taken every one of the outer towers. They still have the Aegis for... how long at this point? They have for another 3 minutes and 40 seconds. And they almost certainly will make some high ground attempts with this Aegis cycle. Perhaps see how good the high ground defense of Radiant is, how undisciplined they are leaving their base. Shrek was almost caught in the top lane, but he did escape. So good reactions there by Shrek.
Yeah, that could have been huge.
If
No
he dies
buyback.
there, that's probably game.
Yeah.
But he did not. He went for a high risk, low reward play, and he did not get punished. Luckily for him. I guess someone's gotta do it. Someone's gotta be outside the base. And that man is the Green Knight.
Smiley did buy out his shard, so he needs to be careful because he has no buyback now. I don't think you want him to be the one sitting on the front line here. Although Koryak buys out the Blink Dagger, so he also doesn't have any buyback. The only one on this team with buyback, I think, is your Undying. Which is quite rough when you're being trapped in your own base, because you can't really leave, because if anyone dies, the game's over. Or at least high chance that the game is over.
At this point, Stepbro and Stuck are just farming. Like you're seeing minute after minute. It's like a 1k per minute gold lead that Stepbro is extending right now. I believe it was like 14k at the time the Aegis went down, now it's 19k.
And the thing is a lot of that is on the Prophet.
Yeah, Prophet is very farms. My god. And this man is it's like watching him play terribly. He's just 10k net worth out of the other heroes.
Yeah, he also has 74% physical resistance with the amount of armor that he has.
Huh, well, I'll take
tough one down. They are going on Mars, and he is dead.
I'm not sure what Teddy was doing there. That was a little bit ambitious from the Lars.
Yeah,
and that actually means Aegis might be wasted here. It's only up for another minute 30. And for that time, Mars is down for half of it.
They actually go for a smoke here as 4, leaving Koryak alone.
Yeah, they
in
see
the base.
Malefic right now. So they will find Valina. Not a great kill, but hey, a kill's a kill. You get a little bit more space outside your base, get a little more items on your heroes. Start to bring back that 19k gold lead to 18k, so that's a little bit of progress on that front. Speaking of progress, though, Dire are starting to get some tier 3 tower damage with these. We mentioned at the start of the game who is going to hit the towers. The answer is Trance. They've done half the damage to the bottom tier 3 already.
Yeah, they don't really have a hero that wants to sit on the high ground, but they certainly have plenty of units they can send up there.
They have 2 Greater Treants. They have some Beastmaster Boars. Every 5 minutes they have a siege units. I'm sure that's plenty of high ground siege.
And once this Aegis is gone, as this Prophet, I think he still needs to play a little bit carefully. Smiley's getting close to a Skull Bash if he wants to buy out for it, and despite having 75% physical resistance, it's still scary when an Urza's that close hitting you and potentially bashing you. Although, he is getting gone on top here.
Yeah, there is now Mars Arena on the floor. There's Roar if he wants to use it as well. As it happens, Aurora dies in the backlines, and now Vora's there on Smiley. Smiley isolated. He will go down, but as that happens, Malefic also... Smiley's still alive miraculously, but he is stampeded. He's blink up in 1. He'll blink to the right. KU on the way. Malefic goes down elsewise. TP, is it there in time? Is there a spear in time? The answer is no! Smiley escapes.
The great escape. Aurora sacrificing his life to give him that Glimmer Cape. The magic resistance keeps him alive.
I almost panned away there to look at Malefic dying. I thought it was a foregone conclusion. Yeah, Smiley's dead. No, he escapes. He actually escapes.
Very well timed stampede to get him out too.
If Funny Zone somehow make a comeback this game, that will be the turning point, is keeping their Ursa alive. Because if Ursa dies there, that is an absolute disaster for Funny Zone.
He did have buyback as he was going down, but again, he is now bought out for a Mitchell Hammer.
He's got the full basher now. That's something. You mentioned how scary it is for the Furion, regardless of armor, to have that man with a basher on top of him, and that will appear to be the goal for the Ursa, is just get on top of the Prophet of Natures and basher.
He won't be too scared if he only gets 1 overpower off on him, but if he has 1 queued up and another one ready to go, then that Prophet can be brought down pretty quickly. He also doesn't have a lot of HP, 2400. He is looking to substitute that with a Satanic, so he does have a lot of HP, because there is a lot of magic burst.
Are you watching KU? He's not even walking to camps. He's literally just TPing to the camp next to the other camp.
Yeah. No teleport cooldown.
He just doesn't care.
Well, he doesn't have boots. It's faster than CP.
That's hilarious, honestly. This is genuinely hilarious. He's just TPing to the other camp. This man really wants to hyper farm, I guess. And we're just seeing the slow bleeding economically of just Nature's Prophet acquiring gold and everybody else playing a much more, safe game. We're seeing KU even check the Roshan pit, but it's a little bit early. Could respawn in a minute, but that's a range from a minute from now to 4 minutes from now, so we don't know just yet when the next Roshan, the third Roshan, will respawn. Alright, Mars Arena is there for Smiley, dodges the spear, now he's hitting Teddy, in comes Strick, has Stomp, down goes Teddy. And at this point, they'll have a 2-man LSA from Malefic, but Malefic needs to run, and needs to run fast. Smiley has Blink, has Earth Shock, down goes Malefic, Roar's there, on Smiley, but at this point Supernova's there, but it's already dead. So now at this point, 3 dead, KU fighting, kills Baboon, looks to Aurora, kills Aurora, but now he's fighting in a 1v3. And he'll kill 3! He's looking for Smiley, TP in, Sprout is there, but there's a Blink away from Smiley. He'll try TPing on Smiley once again. He'll find him. There's a silence from KU, but BKB's there. Smiley trying to fight with that basher, and Rage is there, but it's just not enough. And, well, turns out he doesn't need a team. He has enough damage himself. And he'll even look for... Oh, he looked for Koryak, but... With the buybacks, they're going to look for this Furon. This is a huge kill they can find. Now he's fighting. Silence is there. On Smiley. Smiley goes out. It's a rampage for KU. Now, looking for Koryak, looking for Shrek. Satanic is up. He has cheese as well, and he's just too big to die. Okay, Stomp is there on KU. Hormicus is as well, and he could not get enough heal off from that Satanic in time. That's actually a very important kill onto Mr. KU there. How much Yeah, they got nearly a 3k gold swing just from killing KU there. My god.
You killed so many people!
He's so large. Now Baboon's being gone on by Mars. Spirit Laguna's there on top. Now Rubik dead. Stampede was used, but a little bit too late. And now Step Realm Stuck are just in a relatively fantastic spot. Though KU is dead until Smiley respawns, so they won't have any great opportunities to go high ground as 5. Okay, Roar's there. On to Shrek. Shrek is going to go down there. Under that Marvina. Cookie's there, saves him. BKB, Glimmer on top. Shrek actually still alive. And you know what? They forced a buyback out of Baboon, but they managed to save Shrek. So all is still somewhat well. If he died there, that would have been another dieback. He had the goal, but simply already used it to kill KU earlier. So now it's an actual 4-man defense. Alright, Blink is there. On Malefic. Lip is there as well. Sunray trying to heal. Shrek, half HP. Mr. League of Legends goes in. Has Roar, does not use it. Will simply hit the tower.
He has axes on Rubik. Run.
Yeah, it's time to run. Is he up? How long does he have it stolen for? He has it for like, what, 4 minutes? Stone Pipe for 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Have KU kill him. Alright, so Step Realm Stuck did not manage to fully break the high ground. No tier 3s are dead. At this point, KU's not getting any larger. Realistically speaking, this Aegis is going to be its absolute peak in strength this game.
The Radiant just walked by, well, the entire Radiant team just walked by an observer ward, so the Dire know that they're coming.
Yeah, they're very aware right now. Roshan's already dead. Aegis will go to KU. And KTA dove in, could not find anybody just yet. And Radiant on the run completely. KU not even TPing in, though. Teddy over Mars, Serena onto Baboon. He's being speared, he's being hit, Smiley fighting, Classical Teddy, Roar's there on Smiley, but Yule is not a great stun stack there. Baboon goes down, Aurora goes down, Supernova on top, Teddy's still alive. Now, Shrek trying to save Smiley, Smiley taking a lot of damage, and Rage is there, he's being cookied. Aurora bought back, Soul Rips. But at this point, they got nobody in that fight, and they still lost some heroes, and a buyback from Aurora.
That is a huge kill on the Rubik, however, because that was Beastmaster Axis, which is a major component of the high ground defense for the Radiant here.
And Mortimer's kisses will delay for now. Meanwhile, always on Malefic. Tried for a play, going for a tower middle lane. Got the tower, but died for it. But as that happened, they made space for KU to kill the tower and another Rex. And almost the range Rex, and even looked for Smiley. KU, back to Rex, kills the Rex. And now, Shrek has stomped. Smiley looking to bash, looking to go in. Roar's there on Smiley, but he was enraged. And now, KU very low. Aegis will get popped. Malefic does buy back. Supernova once again there. And now, Radiant actually appeared to be chasing outside the base here. Koryak looking for KU, is fighting. Has scatter shot there on 2. Shrek goes in, cliff stomps on Mars. Mars goes down, but KU still fighting. Now Radiant starting to collapse. Smiley on the run, but is under enrage. Is there a stunt? LSA is there. Smiley on the run. Does he have buyback? He does not have buyback if he goes down to disaster. But Ear shocks. The enrage is there. He's on the run. Malefic still chasing. He gets stomped by Shrek. Shrek saves him. Now KU. Goblin Nova has cheese. Has Satanic. Roar's there on Shrek. Dire chasing all the way to the fountain, but they're not getting anybody just yet except for Aurora and Koryak. And Baboon once again has the axes. Oh, TP canceled by Shrek. Smiley hitting as well. KU very low. Satanic and Cheese, though, are there. And now KU's turning and fighting. Smiley goes down. That's a dieback. Baboon being run at by Beastmaster. Both Beastmaster and Rubik throwing out the axes. At this point, it's only 2 heroes defending. Shrek has stop on KU, but there's just not enough damage. He'll go Stampede under Bloodthorn. He BKBs, but there's no escape. And Roar's there in Baboon. It will be a 5-man left, and it will be the end of the season for the Funny Zone.
This is a very long fight.
Yeah. Alright. So we're looking at our top 3. Will be Toxic Tacos, Dark W, and Step Realm Stuck. 3 teams that finished top 3 in the regular season will be top 3 in the playoffs. And whoever loses the Tacos Dark W series tomorrow, cough cough tacos, will go on to play Step Bro I'm Stuck in the losers bracket finals. What are your thoughts overall on this series that's occurred?
I guess it doesn't matter if your hero counters the other hero if the other hero has 20k more gold than you.
Yeah. Look at the individual hero net worths, and it's just KU nearly has double the net worth of Smiley. Has like 40% more than the next highest net worth hero, being the Beastmaster. It's just so much damage.
Yeah, the game started out quite rough for the Funny Zone. They lost both laning phases. Then they brought it back with a couple fights there, but the Nature's Prophet just farmed way faster. I think Step Bro I'm Stuck used their global presence in both games. Well, global presence in the second game very well, whereas Funny Zone weren't able to use their global presence with Spectre as well game 1 as Step Bro used their global presence in game 2.
At this point, if you're a team in the upper bracket watching the Step Bro team, are you now scared?
No.
It's good to hear.
If you're scared, then you've already lost.
That's true. Some good philosophy on that one.
And if you are scared, you can't show it.
Also true. Also true.
Nobody's actually brave or courageous. They're just scared, but they just don't show it. Or if they aren't actually scared, then they're not brave or courageous. They're stupid or crazy.
Just we'll link that clip to Fazan tonight, so we'll be ready for tomorrow. But still, any last analysis of this particular series?
Satanic strong item?
I'll agree with you on that one. I mean, it's certainly saved KU in that last engagement on top of the cheese, but it's just too much heals.
Yeah, basic dispels, heals, health, what damage, what more do you need from an item?
Magic immunity?
It's magic.
Probably shouldn't give Ice Rod that idea for Satanic, actually. Regardless, though, thanks always for joining me. Any final words, shout-outs, call-outs, and the like to say to the people of League of Lads and twitch.tv/BadgerPablo?
Yeah, if anyone has any Jello packets, please send it to whatever Badger's email is. I don't know it, but he could link it.
You can definitely send that over. You can definitely send Jello packets over email, yes. But
Yes. Electronically send Jello.
Dear God. But as always, thank you for tuning in. I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow for Dark W versus Toxic Tacos at 9 p.m. EST. Thought I'd be casting it, then I thought I wouldn't be casting it. Turns out I actually will be casting it with to be determined co-caster. Not entirely sure just yet. But if you want me to cast your games, if you want me to cast your tournaments, contact me on Discord, Badger number 5713, and have a great night.